You need to be it before you see it. The reason why you don't have it is your identity is somebody other not it. He said your identity is of somebody chasing. He said a chasing person can never have it. You're always a chaser. He says you need to learn how to recode and let go of who you've been and create who you're becoming. I was like, well, how do I do that? You're not a fixed point of information. With creative consciousness, it comes into a fixed experience, but we can return to creative consciousness and rechange how we are.
Wow.
And a gentleman came to me and he was blind. And he was blind for 20 years, and we did the work, and now he sees again. And the testimonials are ridiculous, from cancers disappearing and diabetes gone. Like, it's just blowing me away, because what I've realized is the one thing that stops everyone isn't information, it's their identity. The first way the unconscious tells us, the first story that always happens, that we know it's a complete resistance, complete unconscious pattern, is a goal that someone's had for a long time. They start pretending they don't want it anymore. It's a number one reason. So people say, oh, you know, they've always wanted to have a healthy body, and then they say to me, no, I don't know if I really want it. It's like that is the first sign of defense to the unconscious first sign. You might think, well, why is my unconscious defending the result? And the reason why it's defending it is we have these two minds, right? Unconscious mind and we have conscious mind. The unconscious wants safety. So it just wants you to do the same thing you've always done, because it knows it can survive it. So it knows it can survive thinking it's not got enough money and trying to make money. So it codes it up as survivable. Doing this next thing, it's not experienced it, so it thinks it's fear. It puts in fear. The way that it shows fear to you is tells you a story that you don't want it. And so what we must do is we must update the consciousness to, 100 million, a billion, and that's completely fine.
Update the conscious.
Yeah. Huh?
Update the conscious.
Update, yeah. Update. And the way that we update is we have a process, we go back. So measure this. So that same dilemma, right, about the 100 million, just do this, close your eyes and just imagine that you have no past. Like, just imagine that you have no past, like you're present. Like, just make it up that you have no past. You can do it, right? Like, I have no past. Imagine you have no past. And when you can really just imagine you have no past, notice how you are about the 100 million goal now. Yeah, feels, come back.
Yeah,
in your eyes, right?
Yeah, it feels flowy and easy.
It's easy. The only reason it's not easy is because there's something of your past informing you how it should be. But the thing is because you've got the past informing you how you should be, you don't even actually know how it is.
Yeah.
It's just this thing you've made up. And so we're just completely taking it. So that you know the word present for present moment, right? Present. You break it in half, it stands for present. Every moment is actually present. We pre-send it. And that's where it's like, yeah, because it's pre-sent from the past, right? So you step into a pre-sent moment. And dude, this is the one thing I talk to people about. It's like, all the information's there, all the coaches are there, all the trainings are there, everything's there. The only difference is identity. The only difference is that we've got a piece of code in our consciousness that's just got us identifying with a certain worldview that we know we can't lose in, that, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Because there's more than enough information that we know we can go talk to people. You're in rooms of people doing it. You know you could upgrade and spend the next money to get to the next call.
Yeah.
It's all there. The only reason you're not doing it is identity.
Yeah. Some of the identity which I have always had, or I guess I built, is like, my time is worth a certain hour, right? So that's why I carry a large chunk of cash, all the time, right? Different currencies, whatever. Like whether it's $1,000 or $5,000, always in my pocket. Right. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I always carry a large. So every time I put my hand in my pocket, I say, Alhamdulillah, like I have plenty of money.
Yeah.
So
at some point you're going to need to leave the safe harbor that money was your safety. It was never your safety. It was always your skills.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even now, like if I lost everything, what do I rely on?
Your skills.
My skills.
And so you just got to ditch this old identity. And here's the thing.
Ditch the old identity to create a new one.
Here's the thing, is I ask everyone this. It's like, are you willing to let go of who you've been in service of who you're meant to be? Are you willing to let go of the ego that you created in order to really serve your highest purpose? You're willing to let go of funnels.com guy and you let go of that and risk going for the bigger goal or play the safe game.
Yeah.
And this one to me is like, I got this calling for superconscious, right? And superconscious followed me around. Superconscious is billionaire towards me. And I had to leave digital marketing school. I had to leave it. I had to give it to Scott. I had to leave it. But digital marketing school was safe. I could do 10 million a year. I could do this.
How did that feel?
Yeah, I felt terrible. It felt terrible. It felt scary. But I had to leave it because I know my bigger calling is what I'm doing with the superconscious work. And it's all off this one thing. And it wasn't until I was willing to completely let go. I went completely into super conscious work. All my buddies thought I was crazy. You know, I'm supposed to be some entrepreneur doing, you know, solar panels. I had a water filter company, a solar panel company, a digital marketing company, and then a super conscious education. Like, what the, you know? And I had to make the jump. And then as soon as I done that, made millions. Absolutely made millions. Kept it. Bought me, you know, my Lamborghini, my Merc, bought my house, paid off my house, bought a whole huge property portfolio, paid it all off, put it in a trust, can never be touched. It's all over there, you know, investing in the highest ticket thing that Russell has here, and you know, drop in $225,000 on his next thing, you know, wrote a best-selling book, New York Times bestseller. Second book just come out, The Super Conscious Path, that's doing really well. You know, like, in this complete, you know what I mean? And it's like, fucking hasn't stopped. Whereas before that, my identity kept on holding me back. So there you go, that's your question. Are you willing to let go of who
I'm ready to let go right now on camera.
Well, then sell it all.
No more funnels.com guy.
You know, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, really. Like you
It
really,
is true, because even this morning, my friend, you know, Dan Henry?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Dan was in my room ripping apart my marketing for a good 2-3 hours. I'm like, I gotta up my game. And at the end, he picked up my book, which, you know, is published for positioning purposes. It's not published on Amazon for the last 3-4 years or 5 years. And he picks it up and he goes right at the end and he's like, what is this? Wealth Academy. And I'm like, that was my real passion, like the brand I was passionate about. You know, I want to change the world with Wealth Academy. He's like, ditch funnels.com, bro. Use Wealth Academy. He's like, only a bunch of guys in this room know what funnels is. The whole world will know what Wealth Academy.
There you go. And then we're chatting. There you go. That's what you're meant to do.
That is crazy, dude.
Whatever we call it, right? Whatever we want to call it, it gives ideas, and multiple people get the idea. And if you don't take action on the idea, someone's got to birth it. The telephone was invented in 2 places at the same time, right? Before they had a telephone.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it is called simultaneous invention. It's documented. Like it's documented. There were 2 telephones invented, the same structure of, you know, the phone with everything the same before there was telephone. They had no way they had no communication. They were even different languages. One was in France, someone was English. So there's no, and it's exactly the same.
Wow.
And so ideas are given, and you know, if you don't act, then they go. And that's the scariest thing, because I think the worst thing you can ever do is, you know, get to the end of the life and you know, meet the person you were supposed to be and not measure up to him.
Yeah.
You know, meet who you were supposed to come in this life and go, oh, no, I hang on to funnels.com guy, you know.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, we're going to publish this on YouTube because this is so valuable.